It is such a family-friendly destination. It's a place that feels like home to not only locals, but the people that visit and come here to vacation.
One of the best ways of seeing the beach is actually from the helicopter. I mean, it's the closest thing to experiencing what a bird actually sees.
We wanted to create something that was modern, yet rustic and comfortable. We wanted this to basically be like the greatest living room that you'd ever hung out in.
If you're going to come to Backwoods Crossing, you definitely have to try the garden creation menu because it features what we are growing immediately behind the restaurant or what's fresh from other farmers in the local area.
Traditionally on the cavern tours, your tour guide will pick one room in the cave and they will turn all of the lights off where you can experience total darkness.
If you're seeking something unique, look no further than Florida's capital. Rich in history and charm, Tallahassee is a vibrant town with culinary delights and some of the most creative craft beers around. A place that will put a smile on your face and welcome you with open arms. On this episode of Wanderlust Florida, we indulge in some of Tallahassee's warmest hospitality. Then hit the road along Florida's scenic northwest coast to experience breathtaking adventures in Panama City Beach.
So I remember I was out of town one week and I come home and I get a call from Jesse. He's like, jump in the car, we're going to pick up chickens. And I'm like, we're going to do what? It's like, I started building a chicken coop while you're out of town at the restaurant. We're gonna go pick up 72 hens. And I'm like, what? We're gonna go have chickens at the restaurant? And that was when I knew that it was gonna be farm to table and not garden to table. What ignited my passion for food was just watching how passionate my brother had grown operating the first two restaurants before I got into Backwoods Crossing with him. And then I remember just like buying the property and being like, okay, this is really happening. And then we like started planting the garden and I just like watched a pepper plant grow from a seed and then start producing peppers. And it was just like, that's crazy. That's where everything comes from that we eat is from the earth.
My name is Jesse Rice. I co-own Backwoods Crossing with my brother Tyler, and it's a farm-to-table restaurant in Tallahassee, Florida.
The farm-to-table concept for the restaurant was really important to us because if you have really good fresh food prepared properly, then it's just like it's a game changer for your entire lifestyle.
So on the property, we have all sorts of things going on. We have some chickens and quails and duck, and everything on the property has a purpose. We use the chickens for eggs. We use the rabbits to compost our food.
We have carrots, we have persimmons, we have olive trees, we have asparagus, we have the eggplant, we have 3 different varieties of eggplant or more. We have corn, we have just so many things here, and it's just like, it's amazing. And it's a lot of things that you can't find in grocery stores because we try to go for the heirloom varieties before, so that people know that it's even out there. We have about 12 beehives that we've rescued, almost all of them from feral hives. So we'll get on social media and just people will post, hey, I've got bees stuck in a tree by my house, someone come get them, and we'll go throw our bee suits on and pull them out of the tree and bring them here. We like to call it a southern spin on fine dining. So you have that like fine dining flair with the food itself, but not necessarily all of the extravagance of sitting down and having like super weighted on. It's like walking into a family home with really, really good food on the table. If you're gonna come to Backwoods Crossing, you definitely have to try the garden creation menu because it features what we are growing immediately behind the restaurant or what's fresh from other farmers in the local area, what we just got out of the sea with our fishing company. It's fresh, it's creative, it's brand new, and all of our chefs in the restaurant are working together as a team to bring that menu to life every week.
Proof originally started out as our pub, as Proof Brew Pub over on Tennessee Street, and the name has always been intended to that thing which shows validity or certainty of a fact. And it's that proof of what we do every day to make the absolute best beer in the state that establishes what the name means. The proof is in the can. My name is Byron Burrows. I'm the founder of Proof Brewing Company. My wife and I started Proof originally as craft beer retailers. At one point, we had the largest craft beer selection in all of Florida. We soon realized that the important thing to do was to support Florida craft beer because that industry had just started out. There was an amazing amount of demand in the state and just not enough breweries to support it at that time. And we wanted to do our part to be a part of growing that. We wanted to create something that was modern, yet rustic and comfortable. So that we wanted this to basically be like the greatest living room that you'd ever hung out in. Like not only was it nice and comfortable and modern and the aesthetic was beautiful, but it was also relaxed, come as you are, and you could sit here and conversate and enjoy our beers in a very relaxed and accommodating atmosphere. We have a wide-ranging variety of beers, of ales and lagers. We specialize in everything from barrel-aged stouts to the hoppier styles. We feel it's very important to put out a wide variety of beer to really showcase the talents of our brew staff. Our beer is Florida-inspired and Florida-focused, styles that fit the outdoor lifestyle here in Florida. Currently, we have about 8 different varieties of beer in cans, in package, and retail. We maintain about 22 different styles in our tasting room to offer a wide variety, and we've produced hundreds and hundreds of styles over the years. I have always been into craft beer. I've always had a love of craft beer and a respect for breweries and what they do. That has grown being a retailer and having the access to try multiple beers, and then becoming a brewer and a brewery owner has allowed us to meet people from around the world and really expand on that passion for beer and really engage with the full creative aspect of what we do. The most rewarding aspect of my job is to wake up every day to be able to do something that I love. My wife and I have a true passion for craft beer. Everyone in this company does as well. We're constantly trying to better ourselves and improve our product offering and selection, and we truly love what we do.
Great memories are often made along the way, and in Tallahassee, the scenic drives make a definite impression. As our journey continues, we travel along the tranquil canopy roads and make our way to Florida Caverns State Park, just a quick day trip away.
Traditionally on the cavern tours, your tour guide will pick one room in the cave and they will turn all of the lights off where you can experience total darkness. A cavern is one of the few places in nature that you can experience the complete absence of light. Once the lights are turned off, it takes about 10 seconds to stop seeing after images. The darkness slowly begins to sink in. One's mind may wander towards the animals that spend all of their time in the caverns. My name is Billy Bailey. I serve as the park manager of the Florida Caverns State Park. The Florida Caverns State Park is located in the town of Marianna, 1 hour west of the capital of Tallahassee. Probably the most interesting thing about these caverns and what separates us from so many of these other caverns is how close and intimate that you can actually get to the formations. The rooms are small, but this allows you an opportunity to get up close with the formations, to see them right in front of you. Time inside of the cave stands still. The rock around is formed as geologists estimate as far back as 38 million years ago. The initial chambers here began forming 1 million years ago. The formations that grow inside the cavern are estimated to grow an average of 1 cubic inch for every 100 years. Fossil mammal bones dating back as far back as 10 to 15,000 years ago look like they're just a couple hundred years old. The CCC, or Civilian Conservation Corps, were tasked with developing the path through the cave for the park visitors to tour. The majority of the work was done with pickaxes and 5-gallon buckets during the Great Depression. The CCC also installed the lighting system here in the cavern in 1939. The lights they used back then weren't very bright, so something kind of creative that the workers did here was they actually put their dinner plates behind the light fixtures to reflect them. And as you go throughout the tour and you look at the ceiling, you will see many of these Depression-era china plates still present today. The park, in addition to the famous cavern tours, offers over 10 miles of nature trails, ranging from the multi-use trails of the west side of the park to the trails around the visitor center where you can see rare Appalachian mountain plant species. We offer 16 stables for our visitors that bring horses. There is a boat landing there at the natural bridge where you can launch a small vessel, canoes, or kayaks. We have 4 picnic pavilions here at the park that you can reserve and have a picnic with your family. One of the many special things about the cavern is it doesn't matter how many times that you come through the cave, you always see something different.
As we continue west to Panama City Beach, we bypass the interstate and take the scenic road along the forgotten coast. Driving along the ocean and spotting dolphins along the way.
My name is Lacey Rudd, and I was born and raised in Panama City Beach. I have lived here my entire life. Getting to grow up on the beaches and enjoying everything that Panama City Beach has to offer, it's been a great way to grow up. We have 27 miles of pristine, sugar white, beautiful sand with emerald waters that are just breathtaking. If you are interested in visiting a beach town that is that quintessential small town feeling, Panama City Beach is the place to go. There are so many water-based activities in Panama City Beach, whether you're on a kayak, a paddleboard, a pontoon boat, a jet ski. We're also the diving capital of the South, so if you're interested in checking out one of our mini wrecks, diving wrecks, this is the perfect place to come. We have great artificial reefs where you can get underwater, see lots of fish. Panama City Beach has the largest population of bottlenose dolphins. So anytime you're out on the water or even eating at a beachfront restaurant, you are more than likely going to see a dolphin. I always like to tell people, you don't interact with them, let them interact with you, and they will, because they're very curious and friendly. It's always really fun when you're out on the boat and you see a pod swim by, and most of the time they'll put on a little show for you and jump out of the water. St. Andrew State Park and Shell Island are both located in Panama City Beach. They are the most eastern point of Panama City Beach. Shell Island is a 7-mile-long, undeveloped barrier island in Panama City Beach. It is Florida's nature in its purest form. It is only accessible by water transportation, so we have taxi shuttles that will bring you over by boat. You can kayak, paddleboard, if you have a jet ski or your own boat. That's what makes it so unique, is that it's very special to Panama City Beach and like a hidden gem for locals. I'm so proud to live in Panama City Beach because it is such a family-friendly destination. It's a place that feels like home to not only locals, but the people that visit and come here to vacation. It's just a place, a home away from home for them. I'm really, really proud of that we're that destination that people keep coming back to because we just welcome them with open arms.
I've always been drawn to flying. Right out of high school, I worked for an aircraft manufacturer, and that kind of put the bug in me. When I was an instructor at the Navy Dive School over here, I had the opportunity to go to a flight school, which was about a 4-hour drive away. Got my private helicopter license, and then transferred out, went to Japan for a year, finished up flying airplanes over there, got my airplane license, and that's when this place came up for sale right as I was getting ready to retire from the Navy, and we bought the business, and it just turned out to be just a godsend for us. This area is just absolutely beautiful. One of the best ways of seeing the beach is actually from the helicopter. You get to experience not only the flight, but you get to see what Panama City Beach has to offer and its beautiful beaches and the awesome scenery that we have around here. To be able to see from the perspective of 500 to 700 feet off the ground and experience the speed, it's a fascinating machine. And that's what I think really has always captured my imagination, is how these machines work and how they give us the opportunity to experience flight. I mean, it's the closest thing to experiencing what a bird actually sees. One of the most interesting things that you can actually see from the helicopter, the sunset. And we have this little trick that we do with the helicopter with the sunset. And when we have a clear horizon, you'll see the sun actually dropping below the horizon on the water. And just as it dips below, you go talk to the passenger, say, going, going, gone, and the sun just disappears right behind the horizon. So at that point, we pull pitch and we climb as quick as we can, about 300 feet, and the sun will actually come back up. So we can actually see 3 sunsets in a day. So when they get on the ground, they're just like, that's awesome. That's the most incredible thing. It's a very unique experience. I mean, where else are you gonna be able to experience something like this, especially being able to fly along the beautiful beaches that we have here? If I could do this just as a job and it wasn't as successful as it is, I would still want to do it.